Okay guys, remember from our last video, Starlord has elemental properties that he can equip to his weapons. And at the end of his level 1 super, the final hit with the element that he currently has equipped, well in this situation we see ice, it's actually kind of insane. He freezes them standing up, which can lead to a restand, meaning he has a lot of options here if he waits for the combo to expire. He can instant air dash, cross them up, leading to another long combo string, or he can go for a low or overhead mix-up to apply some pressure and lead back into another long combo. Starlord is going to be a disgusting character because this level 1 super only costs 50 skill gauge, and at max you can have 150 total skill points. It's extremely early on, but I think this level 1 super is actually kind of busted. But I do think there are some other amazing things about Starlord's kit that I should talk about in this video, and it's kind of safe to say he's going to be a heavily played character. I know there's only 6 currently playable characters and 8 total with Spider-Man and Ghost Rider added to the mix that aren't available just yet. But when that beta does drop and then when the game fully releases, I could totally see a lot of people picking Starlord just because the man is pretty damn good. His kit is awesome. So we're going to talk about all of his moves in general. So I compiled some pretty cool stuff relating to his elemental weapons and those properties in a tweet right after I got a chance to play a lot of Starlord. So I got a long session of Tokon in before the show floor opened up at EVO. Major shout outs to Arc System Works and the team for that. I learned a lot with Starlord. Its elemental gun mechanic and swapping elements are super important and insanely fun. And below is pretty much what I found. So I did play a lot of it. Every time you played, you get a free badge. It's supposed to be randomized, but I was chatting them up. I was like, yo, man, I'm missing this character. Can I get this character? Can I get this character? And they would give me. So I got all 6 total, which were available. Those are pretty cool. With Starlord, you do have elemental weapons, and you can cycle through the different elements. There's 4 in total, apparently. I don't remember what the 4th one is. I know there's an earth one, a fire one, an ice one, and I want to assume the other one might be lightning. But I only remember 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody out there knows. Earth elemental was pretty cool. Outside of that, I don't remember what the 4th one is. It could be electrical. It doesn't immediately jump out at me, but those other 3 properties I definitely can explain and break it down for you guys. You do have to reload the gun every time that you use it, which it happens pretty quickly, and you can use an assist to cover you while you do it, so that's okay. And you can also do it during an enemy knockdown. Fire is really good and straightforward for block strings or to lock down and create space because it does push the enemies back whenever you do it in a block string. So if you're in mid-screen and you're doing a combo string and then you end it with a fireball, it's actually going to push the enemy back a little bit more to create a little bit of space and keep Starlord safe. Of course, this is going to be even better if you use the end of your block string after you exhausted all of your assist, right? It's a pretty big projectile and can move quite slow, so if you do it in the corner as well, it doesn't push the enemy back because their back is already in the corner. It's going to push Starlord back, give himself some space in that way. I think you can hold it down even longer to charge it up as well, but at block strings, I felt like just tapping it and letting it go to create that pressure was just really fantastic. So you're going to see a lot of people doing that, of course. And the ice element, of course, freezes enemies in place. You need a teammate assist in order to make it land within combos. It wouldn't work raw within a combo in order to freeze them immediately, but having an assist, kind of juggling enemies and then going into freeze, it would do exactly what you want it to do. I highlight this specifically because shoutouts to Sonic Fox. Of course, they're always going to be doing crazy, insane stuff to open our eyes to wild gameplay. There's actually some 50-50 setups that you can do with the ice, and he was trying to do a couple of them where he would end the combo and let them drop while frozen mid-air and see if he can cross them up or continue a combo or go into a different thing. It wasn't exactly working in that way, but there is some potential there once we get our hands more on the character and see what other crazy things he can do and how far he can actually cross over to the other side while the enemy is frozen and kind of mix them up in that way. And not only that, the super that Starlord has, it freezes enemies at the very end. So again, think about that for a second, right? You do a long 50+ hit combo, and at the very end, you freeze them. At the end of this clip, you do see they go into Ravager Rush, which is a low sliding move, and it knocks down the enemies. But what if instead of you knocking down the enemy, you actually wait and let them break out of the freeze? I don't think that they fall down. I'm pretty sure it's a restand. So you'll be able to approach them with a low or go for an overhead or do even a cross up, jumping over them with an instant air dash. There's a lot of cool potential there. Immediately really good for this character, especially if you can get enemies down to, let's say, half health like in this clip, and then on your next mix up, since assists in this game generate back really quickly, I don't know if that's gonna last very long. I feel like they might extend that, but assists as of right now, I'm not the only one that feels that way too. Assists just generate back super quick. You never really feel like you're without an assist for too long in this game. So imagine freezing using them, crossing them up, or mixing them up, and then continuing or going into a new combo after letting them break out. So this way you can reset the combo meter and continue to rack up some crazy damage. Starlord's going to be a lot of fun because on top of that, on top of the freeze, he also has another freezing type move against the enemies. He has a grenade that he throws out, kind of like what Krillin does in Dragon Ball FighterZ, but when it detonates, it actually will freeze enemies in place. And what's also amazing about that is it's an assist move for Starlord. It's actually his assist. So if you have him slotted in as an assist, you don't have to have him as a point character if you don't want to, but he also has this grenade he could toss out and it will freeze enemies in place, leaving them susceptible to getting hit. It doesn't look like it commits a restand because when they get frozen, they're kind of lifted in the air, if you can see. I think that they'll fall down immediately after this. But it's really cool to see that he has two types of moves to freeze enemies. I think it's a really fantastic implementation for this character. The Earth element is a projectile, but it also puts a shield on Starlord. So it's going to protect him, but also launch a projectile out. I think that's really strong because not only does Starlord obviously have long-range gameplay and a pretty good close-range gameplay and great damage off of his combo ability, really awesome assist, he can also outzone zoners. So if there are characters that are going to want to try to zone him out, let's say Iron Man. Iron Man does have quite a decent amount of like zoning capabilities. Starlord can eat that with his Earth projectile because of the shield and shoot through and win so many trades in that way. I think Starlord is really going to be a strong character. Now, reloading the gun was pretty easy. You could do it with R1, and it's also just how you use it too. So the R1 button, the right bumper button, you would reload whatever element it is you have equipped, and you could see it on the bottom left or bottom right side of the screen, wherever Starlord is. You can see what element he's currently in. When you tap it, reloads it. If it's reload, the icon is obviously colored in. And once it's empty and you need to reload it, the icon is grayed out. And so far, my favorites in the game were Starlord, Miss Marvel, and Iron Man. I think Doom is going to be a menace, but I do need to put more time in with him, Cap, and Storm. Captain America is obviously going to be the easy character to pick up and play and just push buttons with and succeed. He felt that way for the little amount of time that I got to play as him, but everybody was playing as him, and I wanted to try out some other characters. And Starlord, seriously, did not have any intentions of playing him or enjoying him as much as I ended up doing, but the character is really fun. They designed a really fun character, and it's kind of insane to see that so many other content creators felt the same way. Like Sonic Fox obviously played a lot of Starlord, and he posted a lot of Starlord videos in the best quality possible. Diaphone as well. Max too. Shout outs to those creators, man. Starlord does seem to be a really strong and favorite pick, and I don't think a lot of people were expecting that. I think that the elemental guns are really cool, and each one has an awesome utility. Obviously fire for crazy long block strings, and then you're gonna have the ice to freeze or extend combos or create mix-ups or setups for against enemies, and then you got the Earth element, which is really good for a zoning war. Now, whatever element you have currently equipped to Starlord, that's what his level 1 super is going to end with. And it's level 1 super ending with the freeze is really good, especially since it only costs 150 skill gauge and you can have 150 total points. So just think about that for a second, how crazy Starlord is going to be, and kind of annoying to deal with, where he does a really long combo. Let's say he does a 30 hit combo, ends it with a level 1 super, and he's already at 150 max skill gauge. You're frozen. He lets you break out of the freeze and then mixes you up, takes you through another long combo string, does another ending the combo with a freeze, you know, and just continues to repeat that. I think that's a interesting way to play the character. One thing that none of us really got an opportunity to explore was his 8-directional air dash and flight mode. Flight mode, he, Storm, Iron Man, there's going to be plenty of characters in this game that's going to have a flight capabilities, which I think is really cool and interesting. Interesting to see such early on the choices of characters they went with in order to showcase this. Eventually explore and see what other things you can technically do with flight canceling in middle of combos and extending your jump range or your range overall, your reach. We've seen some stuff with Iron Man to be able to go into flight, get out of flight, continue his combo, and it gives him another jump on top of that. So these characters are probably going to be definitely in their own tier, but there's a lot of cool things that the game already has shown us that we can do. It's still very early on. Only 6 characters will be playable in the upcoming beta on September 5th, which is not too far away. We got less than a month until then. And then we have 8 characters as of right now between Spider-Man and Ghost Rider and the rest of the cast. So we'll have to see what the next character reveal trailer will do. Since there's 8 characters in total, I don't think that they'll just showcase 9. I feel like the next trailer or the next big thing we see for this game, maybe right before the beta drops, they'll probably show off 2 more characters to get us over to 10. But that's so far been my findings with Starlord. It says 4 elements here, but I cannot for the life of me think what the hell the other element is that I'm missing. It obviously could be lightning, could be very well lightning, but I don't recall what that would have been. Maybe damage over time, if that was the case. I doubt there was a paralyzing effect to that, because then technically you would have 3 freezes, which is not fair. Marvel Tokon's beta is coming up soon. I want to hear what you guys think down below about Starlord and any other characters. Who is your dream character to see in this game? Obviously, I can't wait for Magneto, but I want to hear what you guys think. Let's get a discussion going. Hey guys, we started streaming on Twitch now, so feel free to follow us down below at twitch.tv/BltzZ. We'll be live this week. I can't wait to see you guys there. Gonna try this year to see if we can get partner. We'll see how that works out for us. But of course, I need your help with that. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Marvel Tokon videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.